It seems like every video I'm putting on this website has a bit of a caveat, and this one is no exception. I guess that's just the nature of what I'm doing here. Things change and we need to be flexible. So this video is all about YouTube, how to create a YouTube account, how to create a YouTube channel, and how to upload your own videos to YouTube to turn into a QR code at a later date. The information I'm giving you now is according to YouTube as it is today. A quick search of YouTube videos covering this topic will show you that in the past YouTube has had a different sign-up process or a different account creation process. So I can't guarantee that when you're on youtube.com creating the account, the steps you use and you take will be the same as the ones I'm going to show you today. Hopefully it will give you an idea of what you need to be putting in there though. So I still think this is pretty useful, and I'm happy to talk through any changes that you might notice between this video and what you see on youtube.com. Just drop me an email. On my desktop I've got a really awful video that I feel like I want to put onto YouTube. So we're going to have a look at doing that now. What you see on the screen is the YouTube homepage. I'll quickly break it down for you, although it's not strictly relevant to this tutorial. It's helpful to know what's going on. So obviously at the very top of the screen, in the black shaded area, these are our browser tools. So depending on what browser you're looking at, these might look different. They normally contain a space to type in a URL, some tabs, and some tools for bookmarks and things like that. So these in the black shaded area are all about navigating the internet in general. Underneath that is the website itself, and the very top bar in YouTube is your control panel for YouTube. On the left you've got three little lines. They represent your user controls for looking at YouTube channels, watching videos, subscribing to channels, looking at what you've already looked at, things like that. Right next to that you've got the YouTube logo. Anytime you click that, wherever you are on YouTube, it will take you back to this screen, the YouTube home screen. Next to that you've got a search function where you can search for all kinds of videos. You can have a look at our history here. Look, we've looked at all kinds of stuff, including the Royal Wedding Gospel speech, which is an interesting search term. So you could literally search YouTube for anything. YouTube is a library of videos uploaded by users, and there are millions of the things. Pretty much everything you could think of, from the profoundly entertaining to the thoroughly disturbing, is on this website. That does mean you need to be a bit cautious with how you're browsing it. Next to that you've got this little button here, which is the upload button, and it will allow you to create a video, provided you're signed in. Next to that are some apps related to YouTube. So there's YouTube TV, YouTube Gaming, YouTube Music, etc. I've never really used this function, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. Next to that you've got any messages that you might receive through YouTube. It's very rare that you would do that unless you were a content creator or a YouTube celebrity, in which case you might have tons of stuff on there. Next to that is notifications. This will notify you if anyone has interacted with any of your videos, so they might have left a comment or liked it, or if you've left a comment on someone's video or liked someone's video, you might have a notification pop up here. And then finally here is your account settings. So you can go through, you can look at your channel, you can look at if you've got any paid memberships. YouTube Studio is a tool for uploading, editing videos. You can switch accounts, you can sign out, you can change the theme from dark to light. So I'll switch it to dark theme, and that's what it means by that. And you can switch it back to light, like so. You've got language options, settings. You can even send feedback if you're a letters to the editor kind of person. So that's the top bar. Then you've got some advertising here. The left-hand side is usually in-house advertising, and the right-hand side is usually promoted advertising from a paid advertiser. You've then got all kinds of recommended videos. These could be based on all sorts of things, including your browsing history and stuff like that. It's fairly random on this computer because of the amount of different people that use it. So all sorts of things, from the Titanic sinking in real time to heartwarming interviews with Gary Barlow. You've got everything on here. So you could scroll indefinitely through the recommended things. That's what the YouTube homepage looks like. But like I said, we are here to create our own channel account and load up our own videos. To do that, you need to make sure that you're not signed into someone else's account. So up here, if it doesn't say the word sign in and instead has a circle with a avatar in it, or it might even be a photograph, that means you're already signed in. So this account is already signed into New Home 123. We want to make our own account. So the first thing we're going to do is sign out of New Home 123. The page will reload, and you'll see now in the corner, in place of the avatar, are the words sign in. We're going to click that to sign in. There will be some options on here. There may not be. We are going to use another account, and here we're going to click create account. Here is where you put in your details, so I'll put in my name, it's kind of hard to do this whilst holding a video camera at the same time. You can put in your DCC email address here, or you can create your own Gmail address, which means you've got more flexible access to this account. So for example, if you're on a bus or if you're at home using your mobile phone, it might be a bit difficult to manage this account using your DCC email address. So I'm going to create a Gmail account, and I'm going to name it something really silly, like Joe Whittaker is simply the best at gmail.com. I think it's got a good ring to it. Choose a password. Passwords need to use 8 or more characters. They need to have a mixture of letters, numbers and symbols. Symbols being things like exclamation marks and whatnot. So I'm going to type my password in. I'm one of these people that has the same password for everything, which isn't really that helpful, because if someone cracks my password to this, they'll crack it to everything else. It is kind of hard to crack though. Click next. It's going to ask for a mobile number. Notice it says optional. I'm going to fully embrace the optional nature of this and not include it. Recovery email address, again optional. Birthday, you don't have to put in your birthday if you don't want to. You can make one up. You have to put something in here. If you're making one up, I would recommend making sure that this account is over 18 years old, otherwise you'll find yourself with all kinds of restrictions. Choose your gender. Actually, Google are getting better at diversity and give you the option to customize this, which is a nice little touch. And then click next. And here you've got some privacy terms and conditions. Everyone does this. They go right to the bottom and they click agree, agree. I don't want you to do that straight away. I want you first to click more options, because Google are sneaky and they want to collect all kinds of data about you. So the first category here, web and app activity. With this selected, which it is automatically, it's going to save your activity on Google, including any searches, any info like locations, activity on sites, so that's how you click around websites and things like that, any activity on apps or devices that use Google services. My goodness, that's a lot of information. I don't want it to save it, so I'm going to check that. Ads personalization, it's going to personalize ads based on this information. No thank you. So click show me ads that aren't personalized. YouTube search history, it's going to save your search history. No thank you. Watch history, it's going to save what you've watched. No thank you. Location history, fortunately this one is automatically saved as don't save my location history. Why on earth would you want Google to know where you are when you're watching stuff? Make sure don't save my voice and audio activity is selected as well. You can leave that unchecked. Now you can click create account. It's a bit of a palaver, but it's well worth doing. It means that you're not being spied on by Google. Not that I'm a conspiracy theorist. I don't think the information goes anywhere other than into a database, but that's sinister enough for me. It's going to take you back to the home page. It's going to ask you to click sign in. It should sign you in automatically based on the credentials you've just provided. And there we go. We've got our very own YouTube account. You will receive a confirmation email to your address that you specified, unless you specified Gmail, in which case you'll have to load that up later. So now the next step is to take a video from our computer and load it onto YouTube, which is obviously what we want to do with these QR videos. We've got them on our computer, we've filmed these wonderful tutorials, we want to put them on YouTube so that we can turn them into a QR code. So to do that, we come to the top bar and we click this little camera icon. If you hover your mouse over it, it should tell you what it is, create a video. So that's what we want to do. We've got two options. We can go live, no thank you, or we can upload a video. That's what we're going to do. It will take you to this screen where it'll ask you how you want to upload. So here you are creating a channel. Just use your name here. If you're doing this for an individual you're supporting, obviously make sure that the person has capacity, they understand what's going on here, they understand that this will be to some extent in the public domain. Create channel. Here's the upload screen. So in order to take a file from your computer and put it onto YouTube, hover your mouse over the arrow, it will turn red, click it. You'll be asked to navigate to the file. I can't help you with this one because I don't know where you've saved your video files to. For me, it's this one on the desktop. So I'm going to navigate to that, double click, and the uploading process will begin. Depending on the length of your video is how long it will take to upload. This one's super quick because the video is only about 30 seconds long. It will then process it. Before we publish, by clicking this button here, we're just going to check a few details. So if we are making this video for someone we support and we don't want the world to see, we've got some privacy options just here. At the minute it's set to public, which means that anybody using YouTube can search up here and find our video. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make it unlisted. Unlisted means the only way you can get this video is if you have the link, which is up here. So that's the only way, the only possible way you can see this video, which is exactly what we want for making QR codes. Private means that the only person that can view the video is you when you're signed into the account, which is no good for what we're doing. Scheduled just means that it will upload at another date. So we're going to choose unlisted. You can put in a description. I'm just going to put hello in my description. Don't worry about tags. Then you just click done. This step is important. You need to copy this link and maybe paste it into a Word document or a Notepad document. I'll paste it into a Notepad document for now. And then save that somewhere you're familiar with, like the desktop, as YouTube link. It's that link that you're going to turn into a QR code, so that's why it's important to save it somewhere familiar. And that's it, you've made yourself a YouTube video. I've covered it elsewhere about how to turn that into a QR code, so I'm not going to demonstrate that now. You can now come off of that, and there we go. Saved on the desktop, look, is my YouTube link, and you can turn that into a QR code. So that's how to create a YouTube account, how to create a YouTube channel, and how to upload a video to YouTube. Any questions, drop me an email. Bye bye.